Pleasant day to everyone watching. Thank you very much for coming back to watch our YouTube channel. My name is Jethro Oyalakwan, and today I want to talk about something that is as old as time itself. We want to look at the issue of our in-laws, and I'll be limiting it actually to the case of the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law. Don't forget that your in-laws are people that you are related to by marriage. They are not people that you are related to by blood. They are people that you are related to by marriage. As long as you are married to that man, as long as you are married to that woman, you are an in-law and you have to accept them the way they are. So what I want to do in this video is to share with you how to win the heart of your mother-in-law. Now, so many people come into marriage with this ideology that I am coming for a fight with my mother-in-law. If you are coming to marriage with the mentality of a fight, I tell you there will be so many things to fight about. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so it is. I want to sincerely advise that as you are coming to marriage, come into marriage with the mentality that you are going to enjoy it to the fullest. You are not coming to marriage to fight. You are not coming into marriage for war, a third world war. You are coming to marriage to have the best of time. Now, when it comes to the issue of mother-in-law, you need to remember mother-in-law comes in different shapes and shades. It's either you have her as a positive person, or you have her as a negative person, or you possibly have her as somebody that is neutral or highly passive. Now, there are some mother-in-law that from day one of your marital relationship to the son or to the daughter, they are just too positive. They believe strongly in you. She's the kind of woman that even if you don't have a car, she does not care. If you are not that wealthy, she does not care. She's just all out to make sure that things will work well for you and your partner. If you are blessed with somebody like that, sincerely speaking, you need to return back to church or anywhere you worship or the mosque and do thanksgiving, because having a positive mother-in-law is a very scarce commodity, especially in this part of the world and in a time like this. Now, I need to let you understand that the fear of mother-in-law is the reason why so many people are not thinking about marriage. So many brothers, so many guys out there are due to be married, but for the fear of in-laws, that is why many people are not actually thinking about marriage. Now, there is no way you come into marriage and you expect to live absolutely free of your in-laws. They are part of your marriage, but they do not have a major stake in your marriage. I need to say that again. Your in-laws are part of your marriage, but they do not have a major stake in your marriage. So many people will be there on the day you are joined as husband and wife, but it is you and your partner that will labor around the clock to make sure that your marriage works. Now, does it mean your in-laws cannot advise you? No, that's not what I'm saying. Your in-laws can advise you, but you need to understand that they are not the final decision making as long as your marriage is concerned. And when we talk about mother-in-law, it is natural for us to always think about the mother of the husband. But I need you to understand that for every marriage, except when one of the mother is late, there are two mother-in-laws, the mother from the side of the wife and the mother from the side of the husband. I have seen cases where the mother of the husband was not a threat to the marriage, that it was the mother of the woman that positioned herself to be a threat. Now, when I see people pray that I do not want to meet my the mother of my wife alive when I get married, you might not meet her alive, and somebody else in the family, the father, the mother, the siblings, the elder ones or the younger ones, or somebody in the family might still come and position himself or herself as a principality and power that wants to victimize your marriage. So you need to understand that it is not only the mother-in-law that can position herself as a threat. It's just that for today, I want to limit this discourse to the issue of mother-in-law, be it from the side of the man or be it from the side of the woman. We'll go ahead and begin to look at how do I win the heart of my mother-in-law. It is important that we quickly take a look at why do we have challenges, or why do people have challenges with their mother-in-law. I want to show you 10 critical points that I have been able to pinpoint as a married man and also as a marriage counselor. I will be sharing with you 10 powerful points I want you to note at the back of your mind. Now, I want to add this. Please remember that as you get married, you also are going to give birth to children. you are going to grow up, and at the end of the day, you are also going to come into the situation, into the position of your mother-in-law. So if you come believing that your mother-in-law is the issue, we also will be looking forward to how you are going to be relating with your own son-in-law or your own daughter-in-law when the time comes. So why are we having, or why do people have issues with mother-in-law? Number one, the mother-child bond. The mother-child bond is a bond that nothing else can be compared just to it. Now, for a mother, it takes 9 months, on the average 9 months, to carry a baby and then to bring forth. Now, some children spend more than 9 months. I've seen people who did 13 months in the belly of their mother. Now, imagine somebody taking that long to carry a baby, and then you have to go extra mile to take care of the child. You have to do everything to raise the child in the way of the Lord. Now the boy or the girl is 25, 27, or 30 years old, and then a guy or a lady shows up from the blue, get married to this guy, get married to this lady, and does not want to see the mother, or the mother with the son or with the daughter. Now you yourself come to think about it. Does it actually make sense? Now, between the child and the father and the mother, there is this special bond between the mother to the child. Especially, science has told us that the unbiblical cord connecting the mother to the baby is actually the lifeline for the baby while the mother is carrying such a child. Now, when the mother puts to bed, the mother is still the one that have to nurture the child through breastfeeding, and the mother is the one that spends more time with this boy or with this girl. Now, come to think about it, how easy will it be for you to get married to that guy, get married to that lady, and you don't want to relate with the mother? So the reason why we're having this mother-in-law's challenge, the first thing is because of the mother-child bond, and that bond is not something you can use a razor blade to disconnect. It's not something you can use scissors. It will be there for life no matter what you do. The second reason why we are having issues when it comes to the issue of mother-in-law is the issue of living and cleaving. Now, many married men, many of our married men and married women are having issue with the biblical instruction according to Genesis chapter 2, verse 24 and 25, that the man must leave the father and the mother and cleave. Now, the Bible did not say the woman leave father and mother. Naturally speaking, it is easier for a woman to leave the father and the mother, but you detach physically, you detach financially, you detach even domestically. There are some of us that we are used to the way our mother cook our meal, and even when you get married, you still expect your wife to cook your meal the way your mother cooks it. Now, it is wrong. When you are married, you have to live and cleave. Inability to live and cleave is one of the major reasons why people are having issue with the mother-in-law. Number three, over pampering tendencies. Now, I've seen this play out in so many marriages. Even it might be on the part, I've seen on the part of the man, and I've also seen from the part of the woman, where the mother was just trying to be over pampering. Here is a lady of 27 years old. Because she's now pregnant, the woman still comes and tries to maneuver the girl around. You understand? And now this lady is married, and the husband is like, no, Mama, we are not going to do it that way. And the mother is like, no, that is how we're going to do it. The mother of the husband comes around and says, no, this is the way we take care of pregnant women in our tribe. And all of a sudden, there is a clash. Now, when our mothers decide to over pamper us, when it's at 30, at 40, they still want to treat us as if we're still using pampers, I tell you, there will be challenges, because two people are now trying to dictate what should happen in that marriage. There will be challenges when that is playing out. Number 4 is proximity problem. Proximity problem. Now, I've come to discover that in a case where you are living, you settle down in a particular city or a particular town, and your in-laws are domiciled in the same locality, it comes with its own challenge. Your mother-in-law can just wake up 8 p.m. and say, okay, let me just quickly drive down and come and check you. Now, she will not say, I'm coming to check my daughter or check my son. She will come thinking, I'm coming to check on you. But at the end of the day, if you are not very careful, it comes with its own challenge. Now, proximity can end up becoming a problem in a marriage. So I advise for people coming into marriage that you are not married, it means that you are going to settle down in the same location where your parents are. Wisdom demands that you are a man that can put your feet on the ground so that you don't have two people trying to control the ship of your destiny. If you are a woman settling down in the same location where your parents are domiciled, you also need wisdom to know how to set proper boundaries on how to relate with your parents or be with your in-laws. Number five is greediness. Greediness is another reason why there is conflict between wives and mother-in-law. Some of these mothers come with this mentality: I have suffered, I have labored from crèche to playgroup to kindergarten to nursery to the secondary to the university, postgraduate. I had to establish this boy. You understand? Many of them come with this mentality of greed. Now they believe they have invested, and before you come and eat the dividends of our investment, we must first enjoy it. Now, when that happens, there will be trouble in that marriage. I've seen people who have made their children their retirement benefit, and I've said this to parents a whole lot of times, that it is wrong for you to think that your children are your retirement benefit. It is not so. Your children, by the time you are retiring, that is when they are starting up their own life. So if you think they are your retirement benefit, I tell you, be disappointed big time. So as a result of the greed of so many mother-in-laws, as their children are collecting salary, some mother-in-law even come and tell their son, tell their daughter, you need to put me on a payroll per month. Hello, this is just greediness. Pastor Jethro, are you saying we should not take care of our parents? That's not what I'm saying. I take care of my parents, I take care of my in-laws as God permits, but I'm saying that it is wrong for our mothers to come with this greediness and take control of their son and take control of their daughters. I've seen cases where for every time the husband buys a new clothes for the wife, the son also have to buy for the mother. So at the end of the day, the wife will not take it, and there was trouble in that family. It is wrong that you are trying to place your mother and your wife side by side. The two of them are two different people, and you must know how to put each of them where they belong. Number 6, some mother-in-law just want to be monitoring spirit, be it from the part of the wife or be it from the part of the husband. When your mother wants to be a monitoring spirit, trying to monitor you all around, you want to buy a land, she's asking, okay, so where do you want to buy the land? Wait for me to come and check on behalf of your dad, And see, if the second problem is not settled, that is the inability to live and cleave. Woman, you must learn to detach from your parents. Husband, you must learn to detach from your parents. That does not mean you don't welcome them when they come visiting. That does not mean you're not going to relate with them, but you know how to put them where they belong. Now, if you don't do that, there will be a great problem, and that is why we have so many mother-in-law trying to take the position of the Holy Spirit in the life of their child. Imagine when a mother starts looking for a job for the daughter, not even minding what will happen to the husband, what will happen to the children, got a job outside the town, 2.5 hours where they are living, and the mother said, no, I've done everything to make sure I get you a high-paying job. You have nothing to do than either relocate with your husband. When things like this happen, I wonder, how do some of these mother-in-law think? You understand? Now, out of this desire to control, they can go extra mile, but please, it is wrong. Another major reason why we have challenges with mother-in-law is if you are getting married to either of these 3 categories. Now, I want you to take notice of what I'm going to say now. If you are getting married to the only son, that means your husband is the only son in the family. Then you need the grace of God. You need the grace of God. If you are getting married to the firstborn, it also comes with a challenge. And if you are getting married to the only child, the only son, the firstborn, or the only child. Now, it can also happen when you are getting married to the only daughter in that family. It comes with its own share of challenge. Now, when that happens, you are getting married to the firstborn. In Africa, they can put all the responsibilities of the younger one on your neck. If you are getting married to the only son, there is a way the mother meaning this is my second husband or my husband, especially if the father is late. Now, if you're also getting married to the only daughter of the family, it also comes with its own challenge. Now, when this play out, you need wisdom as the husband, and also sit down with your partner to iron things out and know how to navigate this peculiar situation without you putting your marriage on the line. Now, number 8, why are mother-in-laws not leaving their children alone? In a case where domestic violence has been reported, I tell you, no mother will leave the child alone, sincerely speaking. Now, I've seen cases where the wife was the one victimizing the husband. I've handled series of cases like that, and the mother of the husband discovered that, and because of that, the woman is always calling the son, have you eaten? What did your wife cook? Now, see, the elders in Yoruba land will say, when there is a crack on the wall, you are giving room for the lizard to come in. Now, when there is a case of abuse of domestic violence, be it from the husband to the wife or from the wife to the husband, definitely, if that news will filter to the parents, I tell you, the father might still be controlling himself, but the mother will definitely penetrate into that family, trying to see or trying to monitor what is going on, how things are done. I remember many years ago, I counseled this woman that the husband has the habit of beating her up anytime the man is broke. So one of the day, they traveled to visit the mother, and the mother took her daughter into the bedroom, and guess what? Was checking all her body, looking for what? Looking for bruises all around her body, to the extent of trying to remove her skirt. You understand? The wife was embarrassed, and at the end of the day, I told the wife, it is because your mother-in-law knows that there is a case of domestic violence. Now, Pastor Jethro, are you saying when there is an abuse, we should not carry our parents along? That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. In fact, before you carry your parents along, your pastors, your mentors, your spiritual aides should be carried along. See, domestic violence is not something that you keep quiet about when it is going on. But I want to say, immediately a case of domestic violence is reported, or your parents take notice of such in your marriage, you have given them the opportunity to begin to monitor you bumper to bumper in the marriage. Number 9, there is a disparity between the old and the new generation. Now, I'm going to explain that. Now, our mothers belong to the old generation, and we belong to the new generation. Our children will, in fact, their own generation is an upgrade to our own generation. Now, our mother-in-laws or our mothers, the way they perceive things, the way they respond to things, the way things were done in their own generation is quite different from our own. You remember why they got married? They got married possibly with a young girl or a young boy being given to them to come and live with them. But in our own situation, in our own day, it is now you and your wife, you and your husband. So there is a generational shift. There is a gap between the old generation and the new generation, and that is one of the reasons why we are having tussle between mother-in-laws to daughter-in-law to son-in-law, because mothers are still trying to relate with their children the way things were done when they got married, and sincerely speaking, it will not work out. So until we come to terms that there is a generational gap between our mothers and our own time, sincerely speaking, we might not be able to bridge the gap. I have noticed this even in my own marriage. There is a way my mother approached things. Why? Because when she got married 30 something years ago to my father, there was a way culture dictates how things were done. But now you can get married and they will give you a young girl as a wedding gift. But many years ago, they can give a young boy as a young girl as a gift to follow the couple, to be helping them with domestic chores. But nobody can try that and give you wrap a boy, wrap a girl up as a wedding gift for you. Now, that generational gap is another major reason why there is tussle between mother-in-law to son-in-law or daughter-in-law. Then the last one in this video is lack of spiritual understanding. I've said again and again that marriage is a spiritual thing. If you want to understand what I said just now, you might need to go back to other videos on this YouTube channel. You can check out some. We have so many collections, so many videos about this issue. See, marriage is not philosophical. Marriage is not psychology. Marriage is a purely spiritual institution. God created marriage. Marriage is not the brainchild of any philosopher. Marriage is the idea of God. Now, when a mother-in-law, either from the side of the man or from the woman, cannot or does not understand the biblical pattern of how mothers are to relate with their children, there will be trouble in that marriage. So mothers are having challenges with their children, their son or their daughters, because of lack of spiritual understanding. Now, on the day of engagement, there is this game they always do. They will tell the father of the lady and the mother of the lady to stay beside the guy, and they will tell the father and the mother of the guy to stand beside the lady in a bit just to exchange. Now, what they are doing there is highly symbolic, and that is just the agenda of God. As you get married as a man, you exchange and you take up the family of your spouse. The same thing for the wife, you take up the family of your husband. That is the spiritual pattern. But it's highly unfortunate that the mother still want to relate her child alone, and the mother of the husband still want to relate with her son alone. When that happens in any marriage, there will be tussle. Imagine the mother of your wife calling your wife, and after talking to her for 30 minutes, you are asking your wife, so what's grandma saying? And your wife is saying, don't worry, Jerry, we're just gisting. It is natural for a man to begin to feel insecure. Even if it is the man also, you spoke with your mother for 7 minutes and your wife says, so what were you discussing? Imagine a man going to the bedroom and locking the door to talk to the mother. You are giving room for your wife to suspect a foul play. So lack of spiritual understanding is another reason why we have this tussle between mother-in-law, be it from the side of the husband or the wife. Now, in the next video, I'll be sharing on what are the things that you can do, and I have 11 things I will advise. I've been teaching this, and I know if you can follow this, it will give you peace of mind with your mother. I will be sharing on 11 things you can do to win the heart of your mother-in-law, no matter how crazy, no matter how nasty, no matter how tough, no matter how terrific, no matter how abusive. Now, I've given you different categories of mother-in-law there. Now, that you can place your mother-in-law, sincerely speaking, there is something you can do to actually penetrate into her heart. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you click on share. You can share this with your friends. You can follow. You can click on the notification bar there so that you can know anytime we upload any other video. Thank you very much for coming to watch. My name is Jethro Oyala.